And now I'm chilling, waiting for the boys and girls to show up. We about to blow up, ayy. We about to blow up, ayy, ayy, ayy. Show up, grow up, blow up. We about to blow that blow, blow that blow, that blow, blow that blow, that blow, blow. We blowing up. We blowing up. We're blowing up, blowing up, blowing up, throw it up, throw it up, throw it up, I throw it up. It's your boy, the Insane Game Freak, and I'm going up, I'm blowing up, I'm throwing up, I'm going drunk, cause I am drunk. I'm gone. I'm so gone. I'm so gone. Shit. Oh no. I hit the wrong button. It's your boy, the Insane Game Freak. I'm back into the game again. It's the same Game Freak. I'm back into the world again. Oh my god. No. Maybe I need to put like games that might help me. Alright, hold on.
Say Junior, coming this.
Whoops. Alright. I'm waiting for the squad to show up on this Friday. 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 It's Friday. Friday. It's Friday. We about to show up, go up, game up. Everybody I wanna throw up, go up. It's your boy, the Insane Game Freak, and we're back at it again. It's your, what's up, Sorasan? We about to get it twisted. We're about to get it twisted. About to get it twisted. Yeah. 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 I'm not gunning for the shortest stream. What do you mean? We just started. Do you think we're about to end, Retro? We're not about to end. We just started. I'm trying to lock down the conversation. Oh, I see what he's doing. Never mind, because I'm talking about Xbox. Why did it take me so long to get that joke? Fuck me. Fuck me. I just realized what the joke he was going for. Damn it. Damn it. I know. It's too late. I got it. Fuck me. So, I do want to talk about the system because I've had it for a while and I've played a lot of games on it and I've used Game Pass and I've indulged in it. Xbox X Twitter collab incoming. Relax. That's called cross promotion and Elon needs some money. But hopefully everyone's doing well. I don't know what the fuck has happened over the past 24 hours. I want to say 24 hours. It's probably been a little bit less than 20. It's probably been a little bit more than 24 hours. I was fine yesterday, and then I took a nap and woke up with a sore throat, and then I did the stream for Tyrone's birthday, and the throat was still sore, and then we're coming into the night, and the throat isn't as sore as it was, but I feel like I've developed like the slow beginnings of a cold, and I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know. So, we'll see how this goes. What's up, Antrite? So, we're just going to talk about Xbox. So, as far as the console itself, I haven't had really any issues with it in terms of playing games, in terms of Game Pass. Jesus Christ. In terms of Game Pass. So, what are we talking about, everyone? Never mind. Xbox is doing better than PlayStation, to be honest. It depends on what way we're talking, Jessica. Remember, Xbox's biggest accomplishment is that you finally had a game that people liked and wasn't like and had a streak of games like that, which realistically would be Forza, Starfield, and I guess Hi-Fi Rush from the beginning of the year. All three of those games are well received, and Hi-Fi Rush currently is nominated like a lot, and I'm very happy for Hi-Fi Rush because I think Hi-Fi absolutely deserves it. I know the Starfield fans aren't happy because they're only in one fucking category. And apparently there's been talks of like an Xbox tax. Essentially, the same thing Nintendo fans were saying years ago when it came to their games and the representation, and if people really gave a fuck about it. You forgot we're talking about the box today? Yes, I know. It's funny because no one really gives a fuck about Xbox like that. Like, it's a conversation we're willing to have and listen to, but no one really gives a fuck because it's not super engaging. Like I said, I've said it numerous times before, and that's probably the biggest problem with this particular stream. It's going to be kind of redundant because we've talked about Xbox before. We talked about this whole thing with them as a company building up all these game franchises they bought. You got fucking Call of Duty. You got fucking Bethesda. So you got Fallout. You got all these fucking companies, right? That you're spending all this money on. And unless the company was in the middle of a game, a lot of these companies have not made anything. Like, we're still waiting on Hellblade 2. We got Fable we're looking out for. Like, there are titles in development we know about that are coming in the future, but we don't know anything specific other than that they're coming in the future. In the way, they're like a little bit better than PlayStation in that way. Because PlayStation, we just don't know what the fuck is coming. I think in PlayStation, we have like a handful of titles. And I mean like a handful. What's a Revolver? And the biggest problem with Xbox is like, the fuck am I playing? The fuck am I playing, and why should I be excited? Because Xbox doesn't have a title that you're just like, damn, I'm so ready for that series to have another game in it. I mean, you have like a handful of IPs that kind of do that. You know, if you liked Hellblade 1, if you like Ori, if you liked Cuphead, if you liked Hi-Fi, if you liked Forza, if you liked, Halo, and then if you like, I think, what is it? State of Decay 3, which I don't know why people think that was something to be excited about when the second game was utter dog shit. These companies are John Cena. You can't see them. Wow, Antry, you are a savage. What is going on with this energy, y'all? The stream just started. Jesus Christ. But yeah. I mean, cough drops. So the cough thing won't become... I'm hoping it won't be too prevalent, but we'll see. But the best Xbox games aren't even made by Microsoft. That's technically true. What's technically happening is that Microsoft sees a company that's worth investing in, and so they buy it. And then they have this rule of being hands off, which is something Nintendo does with their games too. So it's not even a specific like Xbox thing. But the reason why it hurts more with Xbox is because then it comes off with the idea that Xbox don't make games. And the reason why is because the first party studios don't do a lot, if anything. Like, as much as people have their issues with Nintendo and having certain IPs and like these weird dead zones like DK and Metroid, who are really only handled by like one major developer, Metroid being recently passed off to another one, Nintendo still makes a lot, some of their core games are fucking in-house. So no one's out here questioning Zelda. No one's out here questioning Mario. No one's out here questioning Pikmin, right? Xbox doesn't have a mainline studio that has that kind of repertoire. Even Sony has some in-house studios that people are like, okay, Sony makes this, Sony got this, Sony got this. Now, granted, I think Sony's a little bit worse because it's the Insomniac, Guerrilla Games, Sucker Punch, that kind of shit. Like, it's still separate developers within Sony, but the point is that you can get excited for another God of War. I'm not, but you can be. Same thing with Horizon, same thing with Ghost of Tsushima, same thing with Last of Us with Naughty Dog or Uncharted. Like, there's even Spider-Man with Insomniac, like, or Ratchet and Clank for that matter. Like, there are things where you're like, I know Sony's giving me this. I know Nintendo's giving me this. But Xbox is very much like, you getting something. Yeah, and something. How did you like that Last of Us 2 remake announcement? We're getting a PS5 to play something we can already play. Is that been officially announced? Is Last of Us 2 remake been officially announced? I know that was a rumor. The Switch got a dozen ports of Wii U games, so I'm not mad at Last of Us 2 Remaster. So that did get announced. That's like officially announced. That's how little I gave a fuck, because I didn't care about Last of Us to begin with. So like, it's a remaster with a new horror mode. Oh, it got leaked. That's what it is. It's leaked. Okay, because it's been rumored for a minute now, but I guess so. The leaks have essentially made it like all but confirmed. There's no open like, hey, Sony hasn't said anything, but we know it's a remaster with a horror mode. Oof. LOL, you can get that stuff on PC yet. You get Game Pass. LOL, that's dope as fuck. But sorry. But as I was saying, with Nintendo and PlayStation, for the most part, you know what you're gonna get, and you know what you can get excited about. Like, even with Sony, it does change between generations. The point is, oh, it actually is. Oh, wait, hold on. It's a $10 upgrade if you. Oh, okay. Okay, so they did officially just mention it. Okay, gotcha. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at this point, like, I think people are just kind of like, can we get some new titles? Like, if you want to push Last of Us, you can push Last of Us, but like, can we get some new titles? Like some new shit, because this Last of Us reliance is kind of ridiculous. But my point I was making before, though, is Xbox doesn't have that same level of like, these are titles I can expect from my Xbox and that I expect them to be good on rip, right? No one expects a bad Insomniac Spider-Man game. It may not be as good as it could have been, but it's not going to be just intrinsically bad, right? Same thing when you come to like Mario. They're not going to fuck up a Mario game. They're not going to fuck up a Legend of Zelda. But you turn around and you look and you're just like, man, I don't know about that Fable. Man, I don't know about Halo. The only game that has that kind of brand loyalty of their IPs is fucking like Forza. Because once again, how do you fuck up a racing sim? Xbox doesn't have the games worth porting from Xbox One to Xbox Series X, otherwise they would. That's true. Almost all their games on the Xbox One were trash. There's like a handful. The only ones I can see you really doing is like either Sunset Overdrive, which you can play on Xbox Series X, Killer Instinct as a big ass, like a full game on the Series X. Rise is a forgotten thing that doesn't even exist anymore in my mind. Xbox doesn't have a lot, and they don't really invest in their IPs, which is why I said a lot of their shit going into new console generations turns into the conversation of you gotta earn that respect. The same way I've talked about with Nintendo and third party, Xbox has earned that with first party. And yeah, cool. You had Hi-Fi Rush, you had Forza, you had Starfield, but you also had fucking Redfall that you know, like, you still gotta earn the consistency and give me an IP that I'm excited about every time you announce a new game. They don't have that. You can get a new slim PS5 with Spider-Man 2 for $4.99. Xbox can't compete with that. Well, I mean, realistically, Game Pass is their little claim to fame. And for someone who's been using Game Pass for the last month, Game Pass is a nice service. The problem is that if Nintendo announced the Game Pass service where you get Mario Wonder, fucking Mario RPG, which just came out today. I'm trying to think what else. Tears of the Kingdom. If they had that same kind of Game Pass service, that's a crazy boost for Nintendo fans. Motherfuckers would subscribe to that literally just because I gotta spend, $20 a month and they get all these games, Pikmin 4, Fire Emblem Engage and shit. Like, that's absolutely worth the money. Microsoft, the best thing about it is the one like shadow drop hit. But I'm saying, well, okay, Juice. I mean, obviously, every person has their thing. But I'm saying that is, if Nintendo had a Game Pass system versus Xbox, that is a way more appealing Game Pass from Nintendo because of the amount of titles and the amount of quality titles Nintendo pushes. Xbox doesn't have that recognition or customer faith yet. They're doing better because they're consistently putting out, like, they're getting games that they haven't gotten in years, which you can make the same argument for Nintendo. But you don't automatically get my fucking, like, praise and or respect for just putting out shit. Because I need you to put out quality shit. Juice, I wouldn't, you know what? I don't know if I would, I could see that, but the problem is we don't know. Particularly because we haven't really had, it's been a while since we've had a situation where Xbox games have just been put out. I just wish they would invest in different shit. Like, I literally have to bank on them picking up a studio that does cool shit in order to get cool shit. Because Xbox themselves, their main studio, ain't doing cool shit. Yeah, I know Sunset Overdrive was developed by Insomniac. That was before Sony bought them. Nintendo would never make a Game Pass model because it would kill sales. Oh, absolutely. But like I said, my point was never that if they would do it. My point is that it would be a bigger value than what Game Pass is currently for Xbox fans. Because Game Pass currently, most people just talk about the one or two Xbox games that may be worth it. And mostly everything else is third party. Oh, I can play the Yakuza series. Oh, I can play Persona. I can play the Persona series. Oh, I can play like these off-brand games. Like for me, I played all of Batman Arkham Knight through fucking Game Pass. And it's a cool and it's a working system that I enjoy. But it also makes me wonder, Game Pass's biggest two boons were those games and also the fact that you got Xbox releases day and date. And then I sat there and thought about it and I'm like, what Xbox releases day on day does this really apply to? And to be real with you, it's only like a handful of games. What the best part of Xbox's library to me currently are games that they technically own, but like didn't have anything to do with their development of other than maybe funding money. Like when I talk about Ori, you talk about Cuphead, you talk about Hi-Fi, you talk about these other games that, yeah, sure, they own the studio, so they are Xbox games. They're not Xbox studio games. They're that particular developer handling it. That's why people get excited when they hear about Monolith Soft, the same way people get excited about Nintendo EAD, because you're like, holy shit, we're about to get quality, because you know what that studio can and can't produce. You look over the fucking Xbox and you're like, Xbox Studios. So what's this about to be, like a world premiere, first on Game Pass? Like, what? And then they show a game and you're like, that looked all right. Like, what the fuck? I forget who did the Battletoads game from a while back. Who made that one? Xbox is busy buying lackluster studios. You can only patch a sinking ship. You can't save it. They would do better if they would just fucking focus on making games instead of buying studios to make games for them. And that way they just remind me of fucking Disney. Where Disney's like first party efforts are nowhere near as good as it used to be. And they're literally surviving off of the quality of things like Marvel and Pixar and fucking like, what was it? Warner Brothers? Not Warner Brothers. Who owned The Simpsons? Was that ABC? ABC or Fox? I forget which. But the point is, oh shit, that ugly looking Battletoads. Yeah, exactly. You don't get excited. It was Fox. Okay, Fox. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, yeah, that's right. Because they got they also got the X-Men movies that way. What's up on Mohammed? So like, there are games and titles that are coming out for Xbox that you're just like, cool, they're coming out for Xbox. But you can't get excited about it. And I think that's a problem. The problem is that Nintendo fans can get excited. Sony fans can get excited. What the hell? The Law Studios made that Battletoads game? What the fuck? Is that how you spell the studio's name? The Lala? I just want to see. That's how you spell it? What the fuck? Dust Falls. Listen, there are a lot of games to be played. There are a lot of games to be beaten as well, honestly. But my point is like, the Flash game. The Killer Instinct game wasn't bad at all. But the question is, will you ever get someone to come back and make it again? Oh, they're the ones who did the Mickey Mouse game. Which, to me, just looks like a ripoff of Rayman Legends and Origins. That's literally what it feels like. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not even saying it's terrible. I'm just saying you should have done better. You should have done better. Actually, you know what? Let's go through Xbox's 2023. I don't have the money for a Steam Deck OLED, bro. I wouldn't mind getting one, but I just don't have the money for it. The cheapest one is like, what, 400 something? But I just want to see. What was that? Oh. What was Xbox's 2023? What was their games for this year? How you gonna go through something that isn't there? Wow, y'all savages. Y'all savages, bro. Leave Xbox alone. So I'm trying to remember. Liza P. Just reminding myself. No, Liza P is on everything. Okay, so that's the multiplat. So we got what? Ooh, God. I need to do exclusive. This is going to be annoying because it's all going to be a bunch of PS. Like, it's going to be a bunch of PC shit, too. So, looking at it, we got Forza Motorsports. Yeah, Forza. Sea of Thieves has been never ending, so I'm not counting that. So, Motorsports, Redfall, Starfield, Hi-Fi, Fable doesn't have a thing. Is it just those games? Am I missing one? Nobody's checking for Star Trash. Y'all some savages. Yeah, but Redfall wasn't a good release. The team that made Xbox One, Killer Instinct, got sold to Amazon, and then Amazon went and fucked them over just when that dev was finally cooking some good shit. Oh, that's a shame. So realistically, the only way you would get another Killer Instinct is that a different studio would have to do it anyway. But like, I guess my thing is like, even looking at 2023 games, the only ones of note that's come out to my mind is fucking like 4 titles, and one of them is trash. I think 2 of them are well received, and the other one is just kind of there. Starfield would be in the discussion for Game of the Generation if it didn't have the Xbox media tax. Bruh, I wanna have a legit conversation about this. Alright. I normally don't do the Discord thing so early, but I think this is a genuine conversation that needs to be had. So I'm gonna hop in my Discord and we're gonna have this Xbox media tax conversation. Because what the fuck is that? It's funny, Nintendo fans said the same shit years ago, and motherfuckers thought we were lying. All of a sudden, now it's happening to Xbox, and now it's a motherfucking, oh no, it's a conspiracy. This shit's been happening for years. Oh, now it's a fucking problem. Y'all didn't believe it when it was happening to Nintendo fans. Nintendo fans had to fucking, the Switch had to come out and dominate. And even then, I still think there's a little bit of a conspiracy with Nintendo. Part of it's because of the nature of the console. But the other part of it is just the fact that like Nintendo, unfortunately, I feel like the gaming industry became really jaded towards Nintendo, and it's only when Nintendo makes money when you can't ignore it. And hell, even some companies still fucking ignored it. So for the squad, I am in the gamer chat if we want to have a conversation. Because I feel like we probably need to have a conversation. So if you guys are in the Discord, you can join in. We can talk about this. Because like the Xbox media tax is one of those things. Lots of people play games, don't play no tinky winky games. You're a savage, Retro. You know that, right? You're a motherfucking savage. Relax. But the point I'm making is that people out here claiming there's like this bias towards Xbox. And I'm like, you motherfuckers were like just as much on top. Like, what was that? 2 generations ago as PlayStation. What hurt you was a series of terrible fucking decisions. And the one thing you can say about Nintendo, even when they fucked up on their console, bro, those games still hit. Mario 3D World still hit. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze still hit. Smash Brothers, not Brawl, Wii U still hit. Bayonetta 2 still hit. I get that one technically is Sega, but you know, I get it. The point is that we still had good games coming out. And nobody was ever out here questioning, well, Nintendo, I don't know if Nintendo's a good developer. Man, they don't ever say that shit. Tinky Winky is a reference to our favorite cookie-faced podcaster. So if you know who that is, good for you. If you don't worry about it. Like I said, I'm in the Discord now. But, oh, hey, Donnie.
Yeah, hey.
Do you believe in this Xbox media tax that people have been talking about lately?
First of all, I don't even know what they're talking about, so I need some context on that.
I've only been recently hearing it. But the idea... Oh, was that? Oh, hey, Sorosan. Of course. Not Dreamcast guy. It's fucking Zaire, Next Gen 720. That's the guy who says Tinky Winky when it comes to games. Well, at least in terms of cartoony games, which is what he says about like Nintendo games a lot. I'm gonna make sure I look up the media text probably before we get into this.
I remember the Switch tax people kept talking about.
All right, so here we go. Any game associated with Xbox or Microsoft is shafted or disregarded as trash, not nominated or even recognized, aka Starfield and Hi-Fi Rush as recent examples. It's an actual disgrace, and the industry needs to take note of this. So the tax is the idea that Xbox's name is now poison. So whatever game is associated with Xbox is immediately dog shit.
Have you seen that that game of the year chart? It's like 11 years in a row Xbox has never been nominated.
Yeah, I think I was watching. I think Emperor or Black Baron did a video and he showed it on his stream. I saw it, but that's also Xbox hasn't had a good game in like years though.
That's what I'm saying. So what is the point of complaining about a tax then?
Because
Xbox gets its own. Xbox gets its own thing because it's like, oh, we're the racing people, we're also the shooter people, so they get their own category.
The problem is that the assumption is that there's this bias towards Xbox, but I think people need to be 100% real. Xbox hasn't released a lot of quality content. You have a handful of titles that are generally like worth something and are recognized. But the problem is they're mostly from studios that you just bought. Like Cuphead was openly recognized and praised for being a great game. So was fucking Ori. So was fucking Hi-Fi Rush. People acting like Hi-Fi Rush needs to be in Game of the Year. Hi-Fi Rush was nominated like 5 fucking times. Starfield, I can understand the salt for Starfield. But Hi-Fi was
I can't.
Well, I'm saying they can because that was Xbox's quote-unquote big game of the year. and their fucking Shadow Drop game from January is nominated more times than their big game that was hyped up for months, or technically years, actually. So I
But
get.
did it actually meet those standards though?
I think it was good
At the end of
enough.
the day.
I think that's where people were at with it. I don't think Starfield was really amazing, but it was good enough. That's kind of the thought process I've seen.
Wait, if you're comparing it to like, because what we got? We got Zelda, Mario, Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man,
In
and
Resident
Resident
Evil
Evil
4.
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can't compare it to those games. It's not fair.
you can
That's an
compare it to
insult to those
Spider-Man and
games.
how buggy it is.
That
Ooh.
is true.
That's the one thing it has in common with one of those games, at least.
I think the problem is that Xbox is. I think this nomination, because it's really over the Game of the Year awards, but people need to be 100% honest when they have this conversation with Xbox. Xbox does not release consistent quality content. That has been a thing for a while now. You get a couple of games that are worth a damn, and a lot of them are done by third-party studios that become first-party. But like, they're heavy hitting. Like if you like, we talk about Crackdown 3, dog shit. Fucking State of Decay 2, dog shit. And then people were surprised. Well, they just announced State of Decay 3. The fuck am I getting excited about? The last game you put out was dog shit. Like,
Games nobody talks about.
yeah, like, did you have good games in Killer Instinct? Yeah, but you fucked it up with the weird, like, pricing model for that. Fucking Rise on the Rome, no one talks about. Because it's mediocre dog shit. Was it Sunset Overdrive? Great game, and then you lost the fucking developer who made it. They have good titles, but like it's like once every couple of years. Oh, Hellblade, cool.
That's just spread out, I guess would be the correct term.
Yeah, I guess spread out might be a better term. But wait, Hellblade. I think they bought that studio. It was the same thing. They bought the studio right around the time that game came out, or a little, I guess technically before. But the point I'm making is like they have games that are worth a damn, but it's like it's so inconsistent, and they're also, a lot of them are not big titles. Like Ori is a great game. Both of the Ori games are great, but they're not huge titles. They're good titles, very good titles, but they're not like Game of the Year titles. Fucking actually, you know what? Does anyone have a link to that chart? That chart you were mentioning, Revolver?
I'll try to find it.
Yeah, so I can have it as a point of reference. But people want to have this conversation like Xbox is somehow getting like ignored. Hold on. Gaming Twitter sphere for Xbox haters over the last 10 years. 2013, man, Xbox is done. I give them maybe 3 years to go third party. The reason why Xbox literally hasn't gone third party is because Microsoft has money. That's the core of it. Microsoft has money, which is why Xbox has money. And Microsoft still is at least somewhat invested in like putting in money into that branch. 2014.
I mean, this is the same company that let Halo die, so you can't get your own IPs, right? I don't even care at that point.
Well, see, and that's my whole point. I'm like, when people hear about Sony, oh, we got Naughty Dog. Oh, we got fucking Sucker Punch. Oh, we got Guerrilla Games. Like, we got Insomniac. Like, we got top people we looking out for. Nintendo, ooh, shit. Here comes Intelligent Systems. Here comes Nintendo EAD. Here comes fucking Monolith Soft. Here comes fucking Retro Studios. Like we got titles. Like when you hear these developers' names, everyone in the back, like, let's go. We know we about to get some quality stuff here. And then you turn
in the gaming chat.
Oh, I see it. And then you turn around to Xbox, and you got fucking. I'm trying to think. What? You have Xbox. I don't know. I don't know what Xbox Studios consistently does. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what Xbox Studios consistently does. I guess who does Forza? What's the Forza team?
No idea.
And then whoever does Gears. I guess those would be the internal studios. Halo, I think, was 343. All right, but let me look at this. Let me look at the chart.
Yeah, Halo is 343. You know, the ex retro devs that way.
So from 2013, you had Last of Us, Mario 3D World. You had Bayonetta 2 for 2014. You had Bloodborne and Mario Maker for 2015. You had Uncharted 4 for 2016. You had, what is that game for 2017 for Sony? I can't. What is
That's
that?
Horizon.
Oh, it's just a weird cover. Okay, fine. Horizon, Mario Odyssey, Zelda. 2018, you had God of War, Spider-Man. 2019, you had, is that Death Stranding and Smash Ultimate. You had Last of Us 2 and Ghosts and Animal Crossing. You had Ratchet and Clank and Metroid Dread. You had God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and Xenoblade 3.
Got it.
And so I'm thinking games that could have been nominated for Xbox. It's not going to be Rise. I knew it wasn't going to be Rise. Rise, definitely not. What came out launch year for Xbox? It was Rise. Killer Instinct wasn't going to get it because they just don't put fighting games up there.
Well, they put Smash up there.
That's
Yeah, but Smash is more than the fighting game.
That's a different experience entirely. I get your point. I just don't think Killer Instinct kind of screwed itself by having a small ass roster in the beginning. Remember that roster had to fill out, and it took like at least another year before it had a competent roster. And then what? Halo 5 definitely wasn't gonna get it. What the fuck else did they even have? I guess Sunset Overdrive would have been a game that you could have done, but I don't remember what year that came out.
It came out near the launch. It came out like at the launch of the Xbox One, didn't it?
I'm about to check now. Sunset Overdrive was
2016, maybe
2014.
2014.
So you could have put it in 2014. Cuphead or Ori. What year were those? Ori. Because Blind Forest was the early one. That was 2015. You putting that next to Mario Maker 2 or Bloodborne? I mean, you could. And then Cuphead was what? Because I know it wasn't going to be Forza. I knew it wasn't going to be any of that other shit. Cuphead is from 20. Oh, you weren't going to win that. 2017? Ain't no fucking way. Next to Zelda, Mario, and Horizon, you weren't going to win that. And I guess the point is that they weren't even nominated. These are nominations, I believe.
Yeah.
I can see that to a degree, but like a lot of these other years, you didn't have shit worth a damn to put out. Like in the last couple of years, what did you have? Starfield's like the only recent one where I could be like, yeah, that's kind of unfair. Starfield's like the only game. Because what else have they put out even in the last 3 years? In the last 3 years, what are Xbox's biggest games? What is the Series X?
Besides Halo, right? They put Halo out.
Halo Infinite would have been the only game. Oh my god. Hold on a second. I always get called while I'm in the middle of doing shit. No, but what else could you have possibly put out? I'm literally racking my brain. I'm like, I can see a snubbing to a degree for like 1 or 2 games. But to say it's like this whole, it's because it's Xbox, no one gives a fuck. People praise those games. Fucking Cuphead has like a 97, for God's sakes. Fucking Ori has a 95. And Sunset Overdrive has a 96. Like, I think what they want is the public recognition. But the general critic, the bias that they're trying to imply would have to go across the board. It can't just be for this one fucking award show, which to me is the narrative that they're pushing. That it's this one award, the award show didn't give them Game of the Year, or didn't give them a Game of the Year nomination. And I'm like, that's not enough to be like, oh, there's a bias. I don't know.
And not only that, we already mentioned that there's, as good as Starfield might be perceived to be, it doesn't compare to the nominations that we have right now. Like, there's
the only 2 nominations I'm not really cool with is Resident Evil, because I don't think remakes should be Game of the Year contenders. Those should have their own
I
category.
agree with that.
Those should have their own category. Alan Wake 2 to me feels like what Control was like a year or two ago, where the game had just came out and not many people had really talked about it, but somehow it made it onto the list, this prestigious like Game of the Year list. Like Control was weird, and I think Alan Wake 2 is weird. And that's only because those games just came out and they're like, oh,
I'm surprised Armor Core isn't up there.
yeah, unfortunately, I also just think this unfortunately wasn't a year in which Starfield had a lot to run away with. Like it was a strong year for gaming, especially if you're a fucking Nintendo fan. We were out here we still playing games for God's sakes. So like, do I feel them on not getting nominated? Sure. For Starfield specifically, I can give you that. I think Starfield specifically probably should have gotten something.
I mean, I do find it funny that Breath of the Wild and Odyssey came out in the same year. For the first year of the Switch, and the last year of the Switch, we got Wonder and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. Also, let me look at the chat real quick. Mohammed went through every year of the excuses for Xbox. $1 trillion to company with people that know nothing about the gaming business. That's 2020 will buying Bethesda was big, but still won't make a difference. Bethesda.
I like Bethesda, but it's like
I think
they're not that great of a company, man.
They're
not anymore. They're just.
I would say what helps them is that they're ambitious, but they're kind of mid as an actual like. They're mid in terms of developing games, because you always get this weird, buggy, glitchy, some type of bullshit's going on. They're like, well, that's just how the shit works. No, it's not.
I mean, look at the last 3 games. We got Starfield, Fallout 76, and Fallout 4, all mid games.
Yeah. Also, Melvin, the chat's moving. What were you saying, Donnie?
Pretty much the motto of fans I've heard from Bethesda is mods will fix it. That's always what I hear. Mods will fix it.
No, that's true. That's definitely true.
But my problem is that shouldn't even be that shouldn't be like the basis that the fandom will handle it. Like that that's why I said Bethesda's biggest claim to fame is that they're ambitious. Other than that, that's about the best. As a developer, they're mid as fuck because they can't build anything like properly. It's always like some weird cobbled together shit that happens to work out for them.
Yeah, like, on an old engine that they still haven't updated in years.
That's a 360.
Exactly. So I see the quality in Bethesda, but you gotta get better fucking like developers in that company. No, Retro. Listen, Retro. They can be AAA in terms of like scope and envision, but developing games, man, please. Also, most people haven't liked the game as much as what was it? Was it Fallout 4 I'm thinking of, or Fallout New Vegas that people loved to death? When you had
New Vegas.
It's New Vegas. People haven't liked a Bethesda title even as nearly as much as that one. Like it's just the nature of it all. Like
you can kind of add Skyrim to that if you want.
Yeah, I'll put Skyrim with it.
Yeah, that game still gets modded today, anyways.
So it's not like they made bad games. Hey guys, Xbox had an alright year.
It's outdated. That's all.
Hey guys, Xbox had an alright year. This year is probably been one of the better years if we take out Redfall. If I take Redfall out, it's been an okay year because everything else was fine.
Wait, they had an okay year? Hold on.
This year was okay, other than Redfall. I think Redfall was like their worst game. But, I mean, hell, they put out more titles than fucking Sony did.
Because the only thing I remember is people saying, why isn't Xbox getting these Final Fantasy remasters, pixel remasters? Why aren't they getting this and that? That's all I remember for this year.
Aren't they? Isn't that changing, though, soon? That they're getting the Final Fantasies?
They're coming to PC, not Xbox.
Ah, gotcha. Well, because Switch got them recently, didn't they?
Yeah, I got a physical release for him too.
Yeah. Well, that's also because, as we've been talking about before with Sony, Square's trying to get in bed with Sony. So, like, that obviously means that Xbox ain't getting shit. Also, because Xbox doesn't have the reputation. They're slowly trying to build one, but they don't have the reputation for RPGs like that.
Yeah, which is still weird. Why? I wonder if they sign an exclusive deal just to reveal some of the Persona 3 reloads.
Oh, absolutely. I will never say that during this generation / last generation they weren't trying. Now, whether they succeeded is a completely different story. But they actively tried. They've been actively trying to get that market. Unfortunately, and it's funny for me to say this, they pigeonholed themselves. They've pigeonholed themselves since the 360 actually. And now the kind of games they want to push are the kind of games that their audience never cared about. Their audience never cared about a fucking Persona game. Hell, they never even cared about an RPG, period. The only RPGs they care about is if it's like a Ubisoft game and it happens to have leveling in it. Like, that's just the problem. Their audience is so conditioned for a certain type of title that that's it. And half of those people have completely shifted to PlayStation or PC. Like, they just don't play those games. Also, Obsidian made New Vegas. Remember, Bethesda refused to give them a bonus because Metacritic scores weren't high enough. Jesus. Xbox is the Western RPG box. Starfield, Avowed, and the Outer Worlds, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, no competition. Yeah, but I'm gonna be real with you, and this might be a ballsy statement to say, Western RPGs aren't as good as Japanese RPGs. For me personally, that's just how I feel.
It depends on the studio.
There are a handful of Western studios that can rock with them, but if we're talking about as a whole, Japanese JRPGs are better.
I'd say for Western RPGs, if it's from an indie, I can take those because they're always actually pretty fun. But for big companies like Bethesda or even Ubisoft, nah, they're pretty boring.
Yeah, because they're not even really RPGs. What they are games with RPG elements. They're not fucking. That's kind of the problem. RPGs have become like the side chick of this generation, where they'll always be around, but they'll never be in the forefront. That's how I feel about Western RPGs. They use RPG elements for everything now, but never give you the full RPG experience because we don't need that. Because Westerns don't give a fuck about that. That's why we still have the turn-based conversation and shit when it comes to RPGs. And Bethesda is Xbox now, but I mean, yes, they are. Bethesda is Xbox now. But once again, I don't think Bethesda has AAA vision with AA management skills.
I'd say they have just indie management skills instead.
Well, Donnie, you're just mean though, so I can't just go by that. I gotta give them some level of leeway. Wasn't there a Fable game announced? Yeah, there was, but we don't know when the fuck it's coming out.
The thing about Fable is that it hasn't been good since
Fable
2.
Yeah, Fable 2 was the last good one.
My problem is that, and this goes back to the point I was making in the very beginning, I can't get excited about a title from a company that hasn't made consistently good shit. Like when people get excited about Mario, it's because Mario has been consistently good. Now obviously the 2D Mario thing is a little bit different. And even those games aren't bad. They're just kind of samey. That's like the biggest complaint I've ever heard about 2D Mario. It's kind of samey.
And then Wonder comes out and it basically throws everything out the window.
So my problem is that the people are like, you were not excited about Fable? You mean a game I haven't seen barely any gameplay from a developer who like hasn't really done anything crazy?
I mean, personally, I'm excited because it's Fable, but at the same time, it's like it's also Fable. We might get a good game. It's like it's up in the air.
Retro just put out some facts by the Bane Kato's remaster. Yeah.
I mean,
GG.
Retro's gonna be on that anyway. But yeah, that my overall issue with Xbox going into next year is that there are titles we know of, but I don't have a reason to get excited for them. And on top of that, I need you to be consistent about releasing quality shit.
Wait a minute. What are these titles we know of?
Oh Lord, this is gonna be a pain because I had to like dig for some of this stuff. I know we got Hellblade 2. I know we got Fable. Oh,
Yeah,
what
Fable was announced for next year. Hold on.
Fable would that's a problem within itself. Fable was shown
And
then,
people didn't like what they saw, including me.
but I don't know if they ever put a year behind that Fable, did they?
Let's see.
I thought they put 2024, but I could easily be wrong on that. I'll be real with you. Like I can easily be wrong because I don't fucking know. And unfortunately, when I Google shit, I don't really get the best track record of like.
Supposedly, it's 2024.
Yeah, let me see. Line up. Avowed, which still hasn't come out.
5 months.
I don't want to use that one. These are all like lower tier games. Fuck that. I don't care.
Here's my like. If Xbox really wanted to do some damage, they should have bought like a Japanese studio.
They can't get one. Which one would you buy?
The only one I can see them buying, and they're not going to sell themselves, is Sega.
No, Sega already openly said they're not doing that.
No, I know that. But I'm just saying, like, if they really wanted to make some noise, it would be Sega.
Oh, I'd be mad as fuck. I'm gonna be real with you. I'd be mad as fuck.
If they would have really wanted to buy Sega, they would have just done it back during the original Xbox era.
Actually, they
when
could
Sega
have.
actually partnered with them.
They actually could have bought them then. Yeah, Hellblade 2. I already mentioned Hellblade 2, Muhammad. Even though people aren't
How
really.
long has Hellblade been in development for? Damn.
Hellblade has been in development for a while because the last time they showed it, they showed a small snippet of gameplay and this. Oh, we were on location and we fucking saw like, like, and they showed us like the location, but they didn't like. They showed us like a little bit of gameplay. I'm looking now to see what else because some of these titles I don't recognize the names of. They've had there are Arc 2.
Is that a Xbox exclusive?
There's nothing
I
that's
don't think it is.
there's nothing that's truly Xbox exclusive. If we're gonna be real about it. Yeah, there's nothing truly. No, maybe I don't fucking know. You know how annoying it is to look up Xbox shit because everything's like console, Game Pass, Series X, Series S. Like holy shit. No Japanese company would commit commercial suicide by selling to a system with dead user base for Japanese games. Oh, true. True retro. Absolutely. It literally would be a dead man walking situation. Like, why would you do that to yourself?
It also needs to be acknowledged at some point, Game Pass is going to have to stop.
I don't understand how Game Pass is effectively making money. I'm be real with you.
No, they've mentioned before it doesn't make profit.
But I thought they've recently mentioned that it does make money. That's what I'm trying to figure
Let me
out.
look it up.
I thought like this year or something. They were mentioning. Oh, yeah, and then I guess we have State of Decay 3. But once again, why the fuck would you be excited for a game where the last game was absolutely dog shit?
State of Delay 3, that's for sure.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see.
That's that Perfect Dark game that we still don't know anything about.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like we have titles, but once again, we don't really have any more context. Yeah, I predict a new controller. Yeah, they gotta stop that shit. By the way,
I'll give them credit for that. I like the controllers.
Bro, it's like all the time though. It also looks kind of bad when you're putting out more controllers than you are games.
To me, it don't matter because I get them on PC, so it's like I'm all for it.
I understand why you enjoy it from a consumer standpoint, but I'm talking about from an Xbox standpoint. It just looks kind of dumb. It's like here's another variation of the controller. When's Fable coming out? Here's another variation of the controller. When's Avowed coming out? Here's another variation of the controller. When's Perfect Dark coming out? Like it's one of those things.
Shit, I forgot about that game.
It's one of those things where, and that's another one where it's like, are you kind of excited? Yeah, but you're excited because of the IP, not because of the developer. Because you don't know any fucking thing.
Yeah, we don't actually know what developer is developing.
Yeah.
Perfect Dark game.
I can get excited. I got it. When people heard about Bayonetta 3, people got excited because at the time, Kamiya fucking makes quality shit when he's not in his little moods.
Unfortunately, he's gone now.
Yeah, I think that was. the way from what I've been hearing, it was one of those situations where he had, I guess there was some sort of breach of contract or something. So he has to not be in the industry for at least a year or whatever. Although
No,
I'm,
that's no compete clause, I think. Yeah. So you can't be, working for anybody else for a year.
yeah,
Oh, so he'll be back then. Okay, that's cool.
potentially. We'll see what happens in a year, but potentially. Um, Red Dragon says Game Pass barely make any money. I mean, I don't know. I've always been curious about Game Pass because Game Pass seems like a concept that seems way more expensive to maintain than it does to like profit. Especially when you're only charging like I think at a while they were charging like $1 just to get you to get in there, and then it's like what $10 and some change now, like $10
I
to
know
do
recently they
console.
raised the price, right?
Yeah, it went
Pretty sure they did.
well, not as bad as the fucking PlayStation hike, but yeah, it was a price hike. Nothing crazy though. I think it's like $10 a month. No, it's like they made a lower tier that was $10, and then they up the price for the other two tiers. But I think it was like $1 because the Game Pass normal one for consoles like $10.99 a month, and then there was like one that I think it's like $14 for the PC and the console ultimate one. I don't even fucking know. We talked about The Last of Us 2 remaster earlier, which it is what it is. I'm not really loving that, but hey, it is what it is. Also, hey hipster. I don't know. The biggest thing with Xbox going in the next year is just maintain some consistency with the quality of your titles. Because if they're still ass, I'm not gonna care. Like objectively, I'm just not gonna care. I'm just being real about it because it always fucking happens. It always happens that we get these like we get like one good game, then the next game release is dog shit. How long has Battletoads has been out for what over a year now, right?
It was out in 2020.
It was 2020. Good God, man, that's crazy. It's crazy to me. Even with the rare IPs they have, none of them have had good revivals in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
So
we're
it's
never getting Banjo Kazooie again. So that's
I don't. Well, even if you did,
that's sad.
who would make it? Because it's not gonna be Xbox.
Force
don't know.
Rare to do it because they still own the IP.
Do they?
Yeah.
Huh.
We
Wait,
just
didn't Rare recently make a game?
did they?
Are you talking about
Yeah, I'm
their?
pretty sure they
You
did.
talking about ukulele stuff or no?
No,
Oh,
no. They made another game. Let me look it
Mm.
up.
Oh God damn it! Hold on one second.
I swear they made a new game. Hold on. Uh, Oh, it ain't even come out yet. My fault.
Yeah, Everwild.
Damn. Xbox ain't got shit. Let me see what else they got coming out.
In terms of Rare, Everwild is the only thing that we know of.
They need to bring back Viva Pinata.
Yeah, surprisingly, that was actually one of their games that did pretty well during the 360 era.
They got an 84 Metacritic.
Yeah, it even had a friggin' TV show too. It's like, what the hell?
Yo, they made one for the DS. What the hell?
Yeah, because around that time, Microsoft was okay with them still doing some games for handheld. That's why we got that Banjo game on the GBA.
You look that up, Banjo.
You see, it's Banjo Pilot and Banjo Kazooie. Let's see, what's Revenge? Grunty's Revenge. Yeah, Grunty's Revenge.
I didn't even know about that game.
Yeah, it was like the first game they did after they got bought by one of the first games they did after they got bought by Microsoft.
All right, my bad. Damn. This always happens when I'm streaming. It never happens when I'm fucking like not busy. Lord. Fuck, what were we talking about?
Talking about Microsoft and Rare just having the one game coming out that we don't know when it's coming out.
Yeah, because the last game of quality people even talk about from Microsoft is what Viva Pinata from like a while ago. I guess if we're gonna be fair, I guess you would count Sea of Thieves, but you know, I don't. Sea of Thieves is a weird IP for me because it's, technically, from what I've been told and from what I've heard, it is a quality game, but not many people are like, "Woo, Sea of Thieves!" Like it's just. It's a good title. It just exists. I guess is the best way to describe it.
Yeah,
It's all-
the best way to describe it is this.
Oh Lord, Jesus Christ! But yeah, we're just I don't know. I knew when I did the Xbox One, this was gonna be the hardest one to do because it's literally just me saying the same shit I've been saying for like almost all year. Because nothing's fucking changed. The only thing really, the only interesting thing that's come up is that damn media tax. Which then brings up the question: do you believe that people have this bias against Microsoft?
I do.
No, it's fair because what have they done like for the last 2 generations?
Nothing much. You've had some small successes, but I would say nothing of note.
I'll say like Xbox is a good company, it's just that they don't produce any quality games.
But here's my
That's the
question:
biggest problem.
why would you say they're a good company though? There is no console manufacturer who's gone 2 generations of being dog shit.
Well,
Nintendo had their problems, but it never was 2 generations long. Sega had their problems, and it was never 2 generations long. And even then, both those companies were still putting out quality titles. Their consoles may not have been selling, but they still had good games.
well, the reason why I say
technically,
that
Sega did have 2 generations where it went wrong.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that led to their death anyway, though.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's a difference,
Yeah.
though.
Dreamcast.
That they did exactly what it was supposed to do, which was it led to them fucking up because it took them too long to make a quality console. The Dreamcast was a good console, but it came out way too fucking late, and they'd already spent too much money, and they didn't really have.
When did the Dreamcast come out?
It was like 2001.
What? No. Not, it's Dreamcast came out in 1999.
Oh wait, no, 2001 was like, no,
1999.
yeah, you're right. 2001, I think, is the GameCube, I believe.
Like, yeah, because you know we got Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Yeah, you're right. I fucked up the release year.
Yeah,
Oof.
because I'd say, how did it release the same year it got discontinued?
That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of the end of its life, not the beginning. But yeah, but like I said, that probably did exactly what it was supposed to do. You fucked up for 2 consoles. You don't make no more consoles. You fucked up your money too much. Xbox has the advantage of having a company that is not poor in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, since you know Microsoft itself has that PC business and stuff like that.
You know, that small
operating
PC
system.
business.
Yeah, they could take a loss since that's what they said the Xbox has been for them for a long while now.
I don't think the Xbox has
Selling
ever.
it along.
I didn't think Xbox ever made any money personally.
No. I don't think they've ever really reported as much profit for the the system itself. But yeah.
Yeah, the most successful they ever got was the 360, and to me, between all the recalls and fixing shit because they had to, if there was any money made, I felt like it was lost with all that extra shit because they put out a console that realistically wouldn't finish. That's why I always talk about how much I hated the 360. The 360 had a bunch of games that people gave a fuck about, but like the 360 as a console was a piece of shit, like legitimately a piece of shit.
Yeah, I had 4.
Exactly. I don't even.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You know how rare it was to hear that someone had their same Xbox from when they first came out. Shit was rare as
I
fuck.
remember during the winter time, I had to put my Xbox right outside the window to keep it cool.
That was a shitty system.
Yeah,
Was
you
it-
even had to buy, extra parts for it, just for Wi-Fi and everything else for the first version of the original Xbox 360.
Yeah. That's why when it had its Slim come out, it was a fucking godsend because they were like, holy shit, the console's at least competent now. Because that thing was a fucking piece of shit. And then the Xbox One was a console. That's
Dead on arrival.
Yeah, well, that was because of like I always say. That's why I always talk shit about the PS4. People always talk about how the PS4 was such a cool console. I'm like, no, the PS4 just didn't do anything wrong. That's literally the only claim to fame the PS4 has. It didn't do anything wrong because both companies fucked up. The other two fucked up bad during that. I would argue in some ways Xbox was worse, but they both were terrible. Nintendo and Xbox fucked up their systems.
Well, when they
bad.
had that DRM shit, that's what really fucked them over.
That's what I'm talking about. It was that and
Even though-
and the Connect. Those were the two big issues.
Even though Sony was gonna have it too.
Yeah, but once again, that's why I say the PlayStation kind of got lucky. It got lucky that it went last, so we got to watch the pitfalls of both their other companies, and then all they had to do was just not do that. That's literally what it is. Oh, we just won't do what Xbox did, and so they didn't, and they won. That's why they were able to undercut the Xbox bad because of it. Every 360 owner feared the Red Ring of Death. Of course, because the Red Ring of Death was like, what, half of the consoles that were out or made? The Red Ring of Death was had a 50, what was it, 50 or 55% failure rate? It was wild. Once again, that is a console that realistically that company should have died just off of that. How you gonna make a console that's a piece of shit? That scratched your discs and then died on you. That's wild to me. But once again, people didn't care because they got the Call of Duty maps first, or they got new games first because the PS3 had fucked up badly by being arrogant as fuck. That's how they fucking... Yeah, they absolutely... I agree. They coasted with the PS4. I agree with that. Not that the PS4 didn't have good games on it, but the PS4 really much chilled. It very much coasted its way through the generation, didn't make any waves, didn't try any innovations. It just kind of coasted.
I will say now the PS4, in my opinion, it's more worth it to have than a PS5.
Oh no, agreed. Agreed. I would agree with that. But I would have made the same argument for the PS3 versus the PS4. The PS3 has a better library than the PS4.
Does it?
I would make the argument it does. If you go back and look at the PS3's library, I think the PS3 has a better library. Personally. I mean, obviously some people would disagree, but I think that's where I'm at with it personally.
For me, it's like Sony hasn't been the same since the PS2.
Oh, agreed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Part of it's because of the way they handle their IPs and just their quality control in general. And the fact that right now we seem to be in a remake saga for every company. Every company is doing remakes of something. I would argue Nintendo's been probably the worst as of late, but that's only because Nintendo didn't do it for so many years that like now they're just kind of slamming everybody with something. You're getting at least 2 or 3 remakes of some shit. So I don't know. It's hard. It's hard with these companies. Also, I'm doing fine. Press forward. There's so many things with the gaming industry that I find interesting, but this fucking tax bullshit with Xbox, that needs to stop. I can concede there's probably maybe a small amount of bias, But I would say a lot of that comes from not releasing quality shit.
Well, that's also on Xbox fans for not buying shit.
Yeah, but Microsoft's the one who cultivated that kind in the first place. They're the one who cultivated the whole like dude bro shooter guys. They're the ones who were like, yeah, that's what we're doing. And they have ultimately paid for it. Because now all their other shit struggles to be like, to make money or to be relevant. That's why they can't get, even when they get third party exclusives and deals going on, nothing's really going the fuck on. Like, oh, look, we got Persona. Cool. A bunch of people play it day one, and then it falls off a cliff. And
Well,
that's
for
if
me, I think-
that's if they even play it.
I think a good idea for Xbox would be to actually pay Atlas to make a JRPG
They're not gonna do that.
exclusively for them.
They're not gonna do that. I don't believe they'll do that personally. You know, one thing I just realized, the PlayStation Portal came out, didn't it?
The what?
The PlayStation
You mean
Portal.
the fake Vita?
Yeah,
Fake Vita?
that's out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's out.
What has been the consensus with that thing? Because
It's kind of hard to say.
I haven't heard anything like at all. For those in the chat, if you've heard anything, I'm just curious. I'm probably gonna go look up. I'm gonna go look at reviews later, but I'm just curious.
IGN gave like an 8 or something.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. IGN. Now, if you're talking about bias, IGN has been PlayStation biased for years.
Decades.
Yeah, actually, that's probably true too. IGN has been openly PlayStation biased because they don't care. Also, because I think PlayStation low key pays their bills anyway. That's why. See when we talk about like bias in the industry, I am someone who believes that Nintendo has a bias against them. I mean, that there's a bias against Nintendo in the industry. The only time it's not as prevalent is when Nintendo is making money. When Nintendo is making money and when Nintendo's successful, yeah. That's
Now, what do you
go ahead.
What do you think the price comes from?
Part of it comes because of how Nintendo used to act as a console manufacturer. They used to fucking pretty much rule the gaming industry with an iron fist. They were like low key on some dictator type shit, dictating what you could and could not release on competing consoles and all this other shit. And then when they finally lost like that foothold and everyone went to PlayStation, like Square and everybody, it kind of just went, oh, well, Nintendo's the kiddie platform. And then Nintendo didn't help themselves by always having a console that had something fucking jank about it. The N64 still used cartridges. The GameCube used mini discs. The Wii was severely underpowered compared to its competitor. The Wii U came out like years late while also still being rushed. And the Switch being a handheld. Now, a couple of those consoles still have the respect behind them purely because of the money they made. The Wii, no one talked shit about the Wii the way they wanted to. People didn't start talking shit about the Wii until the Wii U came out. Then people started talking shit about the Wii. Which are opinions they had for years, they just couldn't say it because the console was making money. The console was successful. How you gonna trash a console that's actively making money? Just like I think if the next Nintendo console's dog shit, the same thing will happen with the Switch. There are things people want to bring up with those consoles, but they can't because it makes money. The moment it stops making money, best believe they will be on that console's ass for no good reason. Xbox didn't have that problem because Xbox's struggle has nothing to do with the console. Xbox's struggle has everything to do with its games. Just the games. That is Xbox's biggest sore point. Games and nothing fucking inventive. Most people can't even tell you what genre Xbox quote-unquote specializes in. The one thing most people would say is shooters. But realistically, Halo's been ass. And you have what else? Call of Duty? That currently...
Which is ass.
Yeah. Calling them the shooter platform is kind of a wild statement anyway. Because the only IP that, or I guess maybe Gears. I guess Gears would be the other thing. But people don't even talk about Gears like that, like it's worth a damn. They just, hey, Gears is here. I don't even want to say racing games. Racing simulator, sure. Not racing games. Racing simulator, sure. Because that's what Forza is first and foremost. A racing sim. Xbox wanted a console on the market. Well, they got it. A console on the market. Y'all some savages. Even if they paid someone, it won't do well. Look at Blue Dragon. Damn, Orion. Don't bring that up. Yeah, like I said, there were. I will never say the Xbox didn't put in effort to try to get those market, but they've been pigeonholed into like this shooter dude bro audience.
Well, the thing about Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey, both are good games. They just didn't get any push. That's all.
Yeah, I would agree. And also, let's be real here. When people think RPGs, you probably had a PlayStation. Like, let's just be real about it. You had a PlayStation.
Which goes back to my point. It's like, because I bought both of those games. Now it's like the Xbox fans en masse buy those games. I don't know.
Yeah, because their audience also didn't care. I don't even understand. I think they gained such a dedicated dude bro audience for so long. They struggle to get rid of it or to expand it. I'll say they struggled to expand it. And it became more and more painfully obvious as things went forward. Like, it became very obvious that, like, your fan base does not fuck with any of this. But unfortunately, you can't appeal to Nintendo and PlayStation fans because you ain't offering enough. You're just not. Because Nintendo and PlayStation both get Square titles. Now, we both get Atlas titles. On top of the IPs that they already work on individually themselves. Like Nintendo with its Xenoblade. Like, and Fire Emblem. Like, we have other IPs that we fucking play. And then the titles that I would want to play, or actually, Retro made a good point. If I want to play Ori, if I want to play Cuphead, if I want to play Lucky's Tale, I can just boot. Hell, some of those I can boot up on my Switch and or PlayStation. You don't have to own it. The Xbox, I think, has kind of shifted into only caring about like having market share, like them getting paid almost adjacently because of like, oh well, Lucky Tale's on Switch or Ori's on Switch or Cuphead's on Switch. So it's still Microsoft money, but like through a Nintendo console. A whole new Xbox and no new games. They had a Series S and X. They barely had any games, and now they have the Xbox bottle looking ass console. Oh yeah, I did see that. Actually, that's what the thumbnail is that rumored other console. But I think people need to understand Xbox's problem is not console. It's not the console. I don't even think PS5's issue is the console. It's games.
It's content.
Give me.
Wait, does Xbox ever show like their software sales?
No.
Which isn't a good sign. Granted,
I don't think I've
go ahead.
because usually companies when they're proud of certain sales milestones, they would post them. But how often have we seen Xbox do that this year?
Well, who said
I mean,
it? Somebody
in
said.
general, like they ever done it? That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't remember, but I also didn't start following Xbox more seriously until like the last couple of generations. Like I think the 360, I didn't really follow them that intently. They were just more part of the conversation because they were beating PlayStation for a while. But like, the content is always going to be content is king with these two. That's been like the biggest issue with these two specifically. Content. We don't have any fucking content. Spider-Man 2 could be great. No fucking, but that's it. That's all we got. Xbox had a better year, but what's next year? Nintendo can kind of lean back on a new console technically, but like still, content. One fucking content. Xbox long game isn't their hardware. It's being everywhere at once. Agreed. That's exactly it. I don't even think they're going to make another console after the Series X. Like in terms of like a next generation Xbox, we will not get that. What we will more likely get is an Xbox app on all your gaming platform devices.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like Sony will lean into that point eventually.
Well, they're already dipping their toe with the whole PC port thing, so that wouldn't surprise me. I think they're.
For me,
Go ahead.
For me, it's like I don't see myself buying the next PlayStation.
Just to give context, I've never bought a PlayStation at launch. Every PlayStation I have is usually a variation that came years later. My first PlayStation 1 was the Slim. PlayStation 2 was the Slim. PlayStation 3 was the Slim. PlayStation 4 was the Pro. I've never bought like a brand new day one PlayStation, particularly because I don't really care about their first party lineup as much. And then on top of that, not only do I do not care about that lineup, they don't ever have like enough games to make me want to go, well, I gotta get this now. Hell, I know people who literally only bought a PS4 early on, not because they wanted any games that were on it early on, but just Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3. The promise or the idea that Kingdom Hearts would be on the next PlayStation, because it always was. And you would have
That's kind of sad.
Yeah. Also, something that happened for the PS3 too, actually, now I think about it. Yeah, that's what it was. It originally happened with the PS3, and then it happened again with the PS4, and they at least got the game eventually on the PS4. But yeah, it happened on the PS3 as well.
I mean, low key, I got mine because I don't feel like going downstairs all the time to play on my PC. But I'm gonna get a Steam Deck eventually, so that's gonna change.
yeah.
Get that OLED one. $500.
Donnie already got that bitch pre-ordered.
I got my pre-order too.
I'll wait because I'm still fine with my regular Steam Deck, so I could wait.
I just need money. that's my issue.
Now it's like I just use my PS5 for just watching movies and shit.
Well, that was to me. That's always
Blu-ray players.
Yeah, that's been the issue with the PS3. Honestly, let's start with the PS3 being a problem. Half the reason why people were buying PS3s was free Blu-ray player, and then that's what they did with it.
$600. Oh,
Well,
damn.
I think they waited until the Slim came out before they did that. The games were almost like a by the way situation, and then it only.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I never owned a PS3 mainly because it was just too expensive. I was like, I'm not paying for that shit.
I didn't get one until 2010, so I had it.
Then I'd say the original PS3 is the more desirable one because you could play both PS1 and PS2 games on it by just putting your disc in.
That means
And then Sony took that away. Snakes.
Yeah.
I think mainly I get that was partially just due for money reasons. You had to make the PS3 competitive. You had to drop that price, and so they just start pulling shit out of it and making shit cheaper.
You know what would have been nice if they just pulled the PS1 backwards compatibility and just kept PS2, but no.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Of all the things to get rid of, why was it the PS2 and not the PS1? When I think people would have been less hurt by the PS1, honestly. Like, way less hurt. The PS2 shit stung. Because I don't even think... They also didn't have a strong lineup of games either when they first started on PS2. I don't know.
No, third party. I mean, they had good first party, but third party really carried PS2.
Yeah, especially with how they released those games pretty fast too. It's like shit.
You got Persona, Final Fantasy. Was Wild Arms on PS2?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Wild Arms 5.
I mean, let's be real here. There's only like a handful of titles that weren't on PlayStation. And most of them probably
Dragon Quest.
Yeah, Dragon Quest freaking
8?
8? Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that this is low-key turned into a fucking PlayStation conversation on Xboxes.
You can't talk about games with Xbox, so that's the problem.
You really can't. It's a shame, but you can't. I'm just being real with y'all in the chat, like, and that's why I'm probably not gonna do like an end of the year thing for Xbox, because if I do it, it will be very fucking redundant. Also, we're in November, so like that'd be me doing the same kind of content again. I just wanted to do this video. It's kind of just a re-conversation about it before just being like, fuck it. Because I don't know. We just need fucking, we need information on games from all of them. All the companies. Granted, PlayStation and Xbox really need it. But we do need I'm hoping, the one thing I'm hoping for the Game Awards, we get some announcements for stuff. We need
The main
something.
thing from Nintendo is just Metroid at this point.
Metroid is the last major thing, and then everything else is kind of a bonus. Especially that, and I guess the confirmation that the console's coming. That'd be the only other thing. But yeah, I think that's really the general gist of it. There's really not much else to add to that, honestly.
I feel depressed now.
I'm not that I own the console. Not like the console. I'll just use it to keep playing my third party stuff. That's what it's going to get used for. And then if I get a Steam Deck, it probably won't even get used for that. That's all the reason why I've been in a hurry to buy a PS5. Half the reason why I've
telling
always...
you,
That
man.
will be your PS5.
Huh?
Do not rush to get that
Yep.
PS5. I'm telling you.
Yeah, your Steam Deck will be your new PS5.
Well, to be fair, the Xbox has also been carrying the role of my third party machine. Because there's a handful of titles, obviously, that don't come on the Xbox, but come on the PS5. But, like, for the most part, the only reason why I would get a PS5 is for first party titles. Which is like, what, 4 games? If that? Because everything's like cross-gen.
Just one game, honestly.
What, just Spider-Man
No,
2?
no, Spider-Man 2 and Returnal, I guess.
Yeah.
No, then that would be 0 games for me then. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just the case. That's just where we're at. And granted, unfortunately, both of those consoles struggle from the fact that came out during COVID. So...
I mean, you like the first Spider-Man, right?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna like the second one.
I'm probably going to play Miles first and then do that.
I'd ask you this: did you like those Mary Jane sections?
No.
Then no. In the second game, there's 5.
The only cool thing about the Mary Jane sections is that you could call Spider-Man to take care of certain enemies. That was like the coolest thing. And that wasn't even in
I
all
don't
of
think-
them. That was only in like some of them, like a couple of them, I think. Some of them you were just sneaking as Mary Jane, just like you were with Miles.
And they're a lot shorter in the second game, but they're still annoying.
Yeah, just imagine if they turned Mary Jane into Last of Us.
Oh God, can we not do that? That's a whole other issue. But I think I'm gonna just leave it here since we've deviated so much that we've ended up in PlayStation stuff, and I low-key want to go look at some PlayStation Portal reviews because I'm curious to see what people think about them. But just to give you a schedule, so next week I'm off all week because of holidays and Thanksgiving and all that other shit. So Jesus Christ. So tomorrow we will continue Soccer Wars on Twitch. Sunday I might still stream. I know we're not doing Blue Dragon because Tyron said we're not doing Blue Dragon, but I might still stream a casual stream, so look out for that. Next week starts the new gaming schedule. Tuesday will be Grandia 2. Wednesday will be Mario RPG. Of course you do this. Thursday is just chill stream. I mean, just chilling. He's gonna fuck me up every time. And then Friday's another one of these where we'll be back to kind of more different types of stream, like content instead of it just being a fucking Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation. Because now we've done all 3 companies. But you'll see what the next YouTube. Go ahead.
We forgot one company.
What other company?
Steam. You never did one from Steam.
What would that even look like though?
They have everything, man.
It'd be dick riding, yeah.
That's why I didn't want to do it. I'm trying to just do the main console manufacturers. I might save Steam. I might save Steam for the end of the year. I want to, because when does the OLED come out?
Oh, it already came out. That's yesterday.
Damn.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yep,
Well-
I got mine's coming in.
Damn, you already bought it?
Hey, man, I didn't get the first one. As soon as they said OLED, I hopped on that.
Yeah, I just don't have the money right now. That's my big thing. Money, and I still have a gaming PC I play shit on, so it's not like I need an OLED. Is it nice to have? Absolutely, but like,
Man, you definitely need one, trust me.
I ain't got the money for it. That's like the core. If you want to be real about it, the core of the issue is that's what 5. I want to get was it 5 something? 5?
Five.
Put that Xbox in the closet and let it go.
I paid $500 for that Xbox too, though, bro, and I got games on that Xbox.
You should have got a Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck wasn't even out when the Xbox was out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but for the OLED 512 gig, that's 549.
That's what I thought. I knew it was a little bit. Yeah, it's around. Yeah, that's what I
And
thought.
the 1 terabyte one is 649.
Ugh. Ugh.
And the lowest one is just the one with the LCD. So yeah.
Yeah, of course. If you're gonna get it, you get the OLED one, which is the 549. I'm not saying it's not gonna get bought eventually. I'm just saying it's not gonna get bought right now because I don't have $549 on me. Now,
Man, you
motherfucker,
better start that OnlyFans.
how dare you? How dare you? Motherfuckers, that's my rule. If you want me to get us OLED sooner than later, there are donation buttons everywhere. On Twitch,
Yes, press
on
forward.
YouTube.
The Steam Deck is good.
Yeah, I haven't heard really anything negative about the Steam Deck. But yeah, I think we're just going to leave it here. So tomorrow, Sucker Wars, look forward to that. And hopefully you guys enjoy the content and the holiday coming up for those of you who celebrate it. Otherwise, just enjoy the peace that you may or may not have. Thanks. Well, with that being said, appreciate Sorsan. I know your connection was kind of hoe, but I appreciate you coming on. And then obviously Revolver and fucking Donnie. Appreciate the squad, and then all of you guys in the chat. Can you play Xbox games on your Steam Deck? Could you? I mean, really, honestly, why not? Because if you have the Game Pass, can you download the Game Pass Ultimate on the Steam Deck?
Yeah, you can make it work. You
You got to finagle it a little bit, but I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you can do anything as long as you got the time and patience. But with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here.
Prince wants me to say the thing.
What thing?
Well, wash your fucking hands. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Wash your fucking hands. I don't think any of the squad is streaming tonight, but I'll check real quick. I don't think anybody's streaming on Twitch, but I'll check before I get out of here. I mean,
no one's streaming right now.
Then nah. We're not gonna rate anybody. We're just gonna let it die. So we get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Let's gameplay to win. And Don already said, wash your fucking hands, you dirty sons of bitches. By the way, as I said before, that phrase is dying at the end of this year. So yeah. All right, we outie, boys. Later days. Click.